Minus? What's going on? Oh no! We have a problem, Houston. I can't deploy the chutes because there's no command pod attached to these things. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 3 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. We attempted launching this before, which I'll probably show in a special feature or something in a previous sort of incarnation, and these all separated into separate vehicles and everything. It was really, really fancy, but then they didn't have any control pods attached of any kind, so the guys sort of splashed down into the water and it was terrible, and they died. So we're going to try this mission again. I'm going to dismiss those. That actually affect my science? Space Center. Or my reputation? Nope. Okay. So we reconfigured it a little bit. Hopefully we can have this large stage come down all together. But I know this craft is able to get into orbit. That's not a problem. So here we go again. I'm going to lock that gimbal now. Alright, so we got ourselves a nice gravity turn initiated. Oops, boosters. Next stage. And we are headed back up in attempt number 2 for episode number 3 of Kerbal Space Program. Our stability is nice. We don't have to worry about that. These fins are actually doing quite a nice job of keeping things aimed in the right direction. I'm worried a little bit about this stage, because if these are acting more than this one, these three, then that could be a problem. But we'll just have to resolve it as we can. Have people tuning in live as I'm live streaming this. Fighter pilot says I should have had drone cores for those, for each of these stages. Yes, if I had the part count available, I would have done drone cores. Full throttle, please. Oh, don't you dare. Prograde. That's why I have a swivel. To help keep that under control. Okay, we're going to just be climbing this thing up. Getting our apoapsis to an appropriate height for orbit. (900 meters per second, about 1,100 meters per second or so is 1,100 to 1,200 meters per so is about where we start looking at orbit altitudes. 7, 8, 9, 71, 2. 72 kilometers is enough for an orbit. So we will go ahead and hang tight until we get closer to this apoapsis. These orbits that I'm making are definitely not perfect. They don't have a perfectly planar orbit or whatever. Okay, full power. Let's get this thing going again. Change our mode here and get ourselves facing more or less this way. Oh. Staging. Next engine. Here we go. So we are now growing this out into an orbit. slowly. This little Terrier engine. Quite efficient in space, but pretty low powered. Yeah, if I had been able to do drone cores on each of these ones, Merv would have worked. But I don't have drone cores. And I don't have enough battery for them, even if I did have them. Okay. Yep, things are looking all right from that front. Getting these guys nice and happy. We are about to reach orbit any second now. There's the periapsis. A nearly perfectly circular orbit. With tons of fuel to spare. Okay, we get these 5 contracts again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25... 25,000 Kerbucks funds or so. And we'll let them orbit around. What we should do, hang on, is get a view from within, from inside here, so you can see out this window a view of the mountains, a view of the ocean. I know there's a button for next position in the cockpit. I can't remember what it is though. Here's a view from the other seat. They seem to be relatively happy about the situation. We are going to go ahead and orbit around the planet and set ourselves up for splashdown. Gosh, it's too bad Merv didn't work the way I had intended. That would have been awesome. Okay, we need to face retrograde, actually. Because if we're going to come down here, we need to burn. Aiming for a periapsis of 10,000 meters for this particular mission. And there we have it. 10,000 meters. Decouple the engine, and these fins, with any luck, should keep this part of the rocket dragged up so that the heavy part is facing down. Let's actually see how it actually works. Turn SAS off. And we are hitting the atmosphere now. So this is atmospheric reentry for the entire passenger group. And it seems as though these fins are doing some work. We are still tumbling about strangely, though. I think we need to help. This is going to chew through some battery, but I think it's the way to go. We are now re-entering. Can I turn SAS off? Are we stable? Not quite. It's not quite stable, so I need SAS. If I had more battery, I'd be more comfortable with it. Those wings might heat up and blow up. Well, this is it. This is re-entry for these guys. Once again. 2 times speed. See how much of the speed actually gets bled off before we run out of battery power. Those wings are going to explode any moment. There they go. Well, there goes one anyway. There goes the other one. It is all down to how much or how little battery power we use over the next little while we re-enter with these guys. I know my Outlook settings are out of date. I do not care. You keep telling me. Gotta save a little SAS for the last... Nope. Nope. Actually, I'm okay with that. It's a little funky, but the ship is more or less oriented in such a way that they're not going to blow up. Even if we don't have any SAS power helping right now, I could use up the last little bit. But our ship actually doesn't need it anymore, which is awesome. So we're going to have successful recovery of 4 Kerbals. If not a little bit strange, but yeah. And they have officially survived. Soon these parachutes will change from red to yellow, and then from yellow to gray, which means they're safe to deploy. There we go. And we can just go ahead and bring these guys on down. At 1,000 meters above sea level, the parachutes open up. Kapoof. Brilliant. Almost home. Recover the vessel. Recovery of a vessel returned from Kerbal orbit. Congratulations, parts. All the crew returned. Done. 30,000. So there's 30 and that. 14 more thousand, 14,000, 14,000. A huge chunk of change and some good reputation for all those. That was such a good mission. Let's fly it again really fast. With one quick modification. I don't need these. It turned out they didn't help. And I could use, in its place, one of those. Merv Mark II. Crew it up. And this time, let's go ahead and give Jeb the pilot seat. 3 tourists. And we'll bring an engineer along, because engineering is... Actually, no. Let's have a scientist go. Yeah. Okay. Same launch as last time. More people on board. This will get us a bunch more money. And our scientists will get some experience. Whoa. Okay. Turn the SAS off. We'll let the rocket's natural aerodynamic stability do its job, which is doing very badly right now, but yeah, anyway. Heading on up. Second stage. Off it goes. Tourists are terrified. Lanissa Kerbal seems to like it a lot. Bob, the scientist, is kind of reevaluating his career choices. I do believe. Solid fuel. Everything's looking good. And next stage. Full thrust. Do we have atmospheric stability? We do not. So we'll have to use the gimbal to keep ourselves pointing prograde. A little bit manually. These fins are not offering enough air resistance compared to all these other things. So it has a tendency to want to flip over. We have quite a steep inclination. But it doesn't really matter. Into the map view we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go ahead and aim for a 75-kilometer orbit. Can fast forward a little ways until we get to closer to the apoapsis, the apoapsis. And then where are we at? I think this is good. Full power to the engines. Stage that off. Goodbye, rocket. And once again, into orbit we go. I need to aim up a smidge. Maybe 10 degrees or so. Just to fight the force of gravity a little bit. So that apoapsis is coming down because we're coming down, but we will be using some engine power to fight against the force of gravity, while the majority of it is used to add angular momentum. The more angular momentum we have, well, we need to have enough angular momentum to actually establish an orbit. That's what the goal is. Very nearly there. Once again, this flag will flip over. Periapsis popping out, climbing quickly. Good enough for me. Congratulations, we've reached orbit once again. Getting a bunch of funds for these guys. And we will go ahead and orbit around really quickly and then bring them back down. Yeah, this is where I want to burn, right there. Now that extra battery should make all the difference in having more control of the ship during re-entry. Face retrograde. Like so. Activate yonder engine. Like so. 10 kilometers or so. And goodbye, engine. The rest of this is happening when we hit the atmosphere. Boop. Now, Jebediah has not learned the additional piloting commands yet, so all he can do is make the rocket face that way, but we can manually trim it here and there. Once we get to re-entry interface, what I'll do is just face this way, maybe. If I can't adjust that. There we go. Get this thing about like that. We can watch our battery charge being used, but much more slowly than it was before. As we come down, one more time with a similar type of mission, we'll have to figure out what we're doing next for the next episode after this is all done. Where is... There it is. Okay, we want to keep our ship pointing that away. I'm going to fly it manually at 2 times acceleration, I guess. Since Jeb has not yet mastered the prograde and retrograde marker orientations. But the heat shield is doing its job. And we are slowing down. After this, I need to figure out some dinner. Some dinner-shaped dinner. Okay, things are starting to get a little unruly, so let's go ahead and go down to 1 times acceleration. Try and keep this as stable as possible. Got a little bit of part heat building up, but I think it's manageable. Whoa. Yeah, just keep facing that way, Jeb. That battery is going to blow up, though. There it goes. We are now down to the internal battery only. And at this point, I really can't control it. We're just going to have to let it do its thing. So it's not too bad. Considering. It does mean we can actually just fast forward time now to finish this up. I don't know if we have any massive science gains or anything. Just waiting for safe deployment speed. That was a pretty nice shallow and controlled re-entry there. Okay, deploy those chutes. And here they open up. Everything's looking great. To the ground we go. Nice slow descent speed, or, you know, a decent descent speed of 6.5 meters per second or so, and these 2 missions are done with all these passengers out of the way, as well as Bob Kerbin, who will get some experience. Having a scientist with some experience is going to be useful. And that is that. Splash down. Okay. Come on. Aha. Parts, crew. We got some reputation. We got a bunch of itineraries done. Excellent. So we have a good chunk of money. We still only have 29 science, so we don't actually have enough science to spend on any new nodes or anything like that. Let's go ahead and fast forward to morning for the next episode. But for episode 3, this is going to be it. Thanks for watching. If you're tuning in live, stick around. There's more to come. Until next time, goodbye!